Rotary versus DA. I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail. Today, we're gonna be battling out with the DA, 25mm DA wool pad, but not versus, with the Rotary and the red jeweling pad.
The adversary is not the other, but in fact this paint. And the paint's actually not even the adversary. We're trying to work with the paint.
Right.
We're cutting, we're finishing, we're accomplishing a very important task, but we're using two machines and two pads. Why?
Well, we get questions from you guys, and if you're not subscribed, please do. We answer everyone's questions. One of those questions is, can I do a two-step? Well, yes, you can. How do I do a two-step? This is how.
Ivan, where do we start?
We start by washing, decontaminating the paint, which we've already done. There'll be videos linked down below. Then from there, we polish. And I am going to be using a 25mm DA with the wool pad, speed 2 or 3, to do the cutting, to do the defect removal. Nick will be following right behind with the Rotary, same polish, different pad though, gold standard polish for both of us, but with a red Rotary jeweling pad, and we're not wiping the polish off in between. That is a waste of your time. You don't need to do that. Shall we get started?
Let's get started. Remember, the bedrock of the system is rinseless wash.
Right.
Dampening our pad, providing a cooler cut, a more efficient cut. And as we spray the gold standard polish on, Ivan, we're also priming at the same time. So it's sort of like this system that's meant to work very efficiently and quickly to accomplish the goal.
So I have rinseless wash on my pad. I have my pad washer here. And off we go.
And I want you to know the reason, and I stopped the spinning, I spin the red pad a little longer because it holds onto the rinseless a little bit more. So in the field, if you're like, why is it still damp? We don't want it damp, right?
No, we want it damp, not wet.
Not wet, we don't want it wet. You just gotta spin the red pad out a little more. So I'm gonna follow Ivan, but I just wanted to contribute my experience with the red pad.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be starting here, working my way in that direction. That way Nick will be able to follow me. Clean my pad, do the other part of that, and then Nick will be able to follow through.
So Ivan, I'm ready to jump in here. I have fresh polish on the pad. You've already done 3 passes. Can I just do like 1?
Actually, yes. 1 or 2 passes is all you need to do.
Really?
We've done the cutting, we just need to do the polishing now.
So I can kind of go lightly and just kind of graze over, and when I'm grazing over your sections, what is that going to do to the finish?
It's going to amp up the gloss even more, and at the same time, it'll give you time to wipe it off as we're going.
Okay.
Because you're only literally doing 1 or 2 passes.
And do I have to have polish on this pad, or can I just work with the polish that's on the paint?
No, you want to add fresh abrasive. Nick, you can do much larger sections.
Okay.
So you can do that whole thing in 1 pass.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Okay.
You're just adding gloss. That's all you're doing. The work has been done. You're just doing the final touch. It's like you baked a cake. All you're doing is adding the icing.
Is this something if you were going solo, you would do dual action and rotary on a section and wipe off? Or if it was just you, how would you do it two-step?
I go all around the car with the DA and then all around the car with the rotary and wipe off as I'm going with the rotary. One of the reasons I'm using the wool pad is, see this here. This is an indication to me there's some form of previous protection on here. I want to keep polishing till this is a nice smooth surface without all these little picks that we see. It looks like water spots, it's not water spots, it's not contamination, we've decontaminated. This is just the sealant that's on here reacting to the polish. You can see what's coming off of this paint in the pad. It's clumping up the pad. There's so much sealant on here. This is the car that could have gone to a show every weekend and they put a spray wax on it or a little ceramic spray. That's what I'm taking off, and to put a ceramic coating on it, we want to take all of that off. It may look like I'm very disorganized here.
I'm wondering what you're up to. You're all over the place, but I know you're thinking about why. And I'm really curious to know what you've got in mind.
I'm not in my way. I'm not in your way. You're not in my way. The other thing is, speaking of organized, you're not used to wiping off as you go. And I noticed you put your towel on the windshield. Put your towels on your cart, because you're walking back to your cart with your polisher. That's where your towels, you can pick them up and get right back to work instead of walking around the car.
I'm just not used to it, Ivan.
Right.
I didn't want to. You told me to do it this way, so I'm processing it. I'm kind of trying things out and seeing how they feel.
Right, because the finishing step is a lot faster than the cutting step.
Right.
So you have time to do that.
But it's almost like a handicap in golf. You're usually faster than me, so I thought maybe this would be the way that I would actually keep up with you, is if I had less to do. Like we'd actually be on even paces. That's the way I was
Well, you don't
thinking.
have more to do. You have about the same amount. You're doing 1 or 2 quick passes. I'm doing 3 or 4.
I have less to do.
Yeah, you have less polishing to do, so you're just wiping it off. And the wiping off is super easy.
It is. I just, I'm not used to it. That's all.
Yeah.
Ivan's stopping me saying I don't need to polish the glass. Like the wool pad on glass, that's a nice finish?
That's all we need to do. There's no finish that we're imparting on the glass. We're cleaning the glass by polishing. That's all we're doing. We could have done it just with the red pad. We could have done it with the gold pad. We could do it with the wool pad. It really doesn't matter.
Ivan, what I love about this red pad, it's so soft, and the waffles, they just undulate. They move with every curve. Whenever I think of a sharp angle or something, I'm reminded of what you say about peaks and valleys. So you just can put it on this peak and then put it on this peak. No pressure on the pad. What's going on with the waffle that makes it just kind of go up and around edges and curves so well?
It conforms to the surface because it's not a flat pad. A flat pad, you get a surface tension that prevents it from following the curves of the vehicle. Whereas the waffle pad, there's a lot less surface tension in it, and it can follow those curves.
I'm not, 40 plus years in the game, so the way I think about it is I just try to keep the pad really flat, and when some of my, polishing patterns start to get a little off, I can tell.
Right.
I might be tired, I might be stretched right out here on the hood, but I'm just trying to get nice, even patterns and just work it flat as I can with no pressure. Sometimes that means I'm lifting up on the machine a little bit, just a smidge.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's right or not. I'm trying not to put any pressure, just kind of gliding it over there.
Perfect.
And we're seeing some of the gloss, and it's amazing. I don't know if you had a chance to look at your work or you're just grinding, but this hood on the other side looks great. I'm feeling a little off balance up here. I'm using my other hand on the battery to kind of balance it. Any tips? I know I kind of positioned my ladder weird, but I just didn't like the way I had to reach over on the other side.
Yeah,
You're looking at me. What advice do you got?
Turn your ladder 90 degrees.
All right. I'd already committed to it.
Other 90 degrees.
I'd already committed to it, so I was just trying to make it happen, but it was so uncomfortable. All right. This feels like I'm gonna have to reach further though.
Go up on the top step.
Okay.
Now it'll be easy.
Okay, that's why I asked. I had to get the ego out of the way. I just needed something better. All right, here we go. I haven't mastered the one-handed rotary technique as well as you, Ivan.
It'll come with age. Some of you may have noticed what seems like a haphazard pattern of me going around the vehicle and doing this piece and that piece and that piece. There's actually a method to my madness. This is not like your standard four-door sedan. Let's just say there's a lot of different surfaces and different things that we don't encounter, like these bubbleless fenders, etc. The reason we did all the upper sections is now I'll be able to get on my little LaCroix cruiser and cruise around the bottom, but there's one part that's hidden in this car. Once Nick is done wiping off the roof, I'll be able to put the roof down and get that last part done.
I'm just letting Mother Nature, so I've really noticed you do the rinseless wash, damp, and towel and just give it a little bit.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're fighting the rinseless on the surface.
Yep.
If you just almost let it dry, then it's a breeze to wipe off.
That's what it's for. I stopped the pad here for a reason. You'll see the backing plate is here and the pad sticks out further. That way when I'm in a tight valley like this, I'm not worried about this backing plate rubbing up against the paint.
So I'm just experimenting now because Ivan put me out of my regular rhythm. Normally I wipe everything off at the end. So wiping off as I go, it's just kind of like reawakening brain circuitry for me. And I'm like, well, maybe this would work different than that. I'm so used to the short nap towel, but I'm like, what if I tried this? You know, because I'm already out of my rhythm. And I just tried this and it was a little, and I'm just talking about a plush buffing towel. It was a little floppy and like loose around my palm. And I don't feel like it gripped into the polish residue well enough. And this stays right on the paint. It grabs and grips, but like it feels safe into the polish residue. And all I gotta do is activate that and then let it dry to basically almost dry, but still a little wet where I can see a little residue. So you could think of it almost like watching a coating level, giving it 50% time to flash. I just wanna make sure it's flashing. And I want Mother Nature to do most of it for me. Because if I do it up here, it's already flashing. It's pretty easy, but it's a little bit grabby. So I honestly wanna wait, because that's why it was so much work for me before and I didn't always fall in love with the system right away. I wanna wait till it's almost like a streak on the surface. And then this plush buffing towel, and my feeling here is that the long fibers are doing the work, but they're just grabbing that residue, and these fibers on this towel, they like it when it's almost like a little chalky sand on the surface or whatever. That's not what it is, but it sort of looks very light, and then it comes off, it's a breeze. So I just wanted to remember why I loved it so much, and it was a success.
Nick, you got the roof all wiped off?
Yes, sir.
Let's expose a little bit more of the paint that we haven't seen before.
All right, so what just happened, Ivan?
We have this piece that we haven't, we washed, but we haven't been able to polish because it was hidden inside the roof.
Well, I'm looking forward to getting it all shined up. What do you think of the trunk here, whatever this is?
Looking shiny. Nice gloss to it now. And luckily we have a no sling system, or else this would be a mess. Looking good, Nick?
Look at that gloss. So good. So good, Ivan.
One of the nice things about a wool pad versus, let's say, a microfiber pad or even a foam pad, especially a flat foam pad, is that it keeps the surface cooler. The cooler we keep the surface, the faster cut we're gonna get. And that's what we're experiencing here. Once Nick goes by with the red pad, we have exceptional gloss.
Exceptional, Ivan. Woo. So Ivan, who won? Who came out on top?
The SSR did.
The paint looks amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Now, we have a little bit more to do with this. We have C6 app and a coating or two.
What did we learn about the role of the Rotary in polishing?
The role of the Rotary is to finish. Yes, you can cut with the Rotary, don't worry. You don't need to comment that. But as a finishing tool, it's spectacular. It does a great job at finishing. It's easy, it's simple, it's easy to maneuver. With our 1.25 inch thick waffle pad, you can get in anywhere on this vehicle.
What I loved about this fat pad, we'll just call it that because it's the thickest in the industry, is it just goes right into places like this with ease. I wasn't putting any pressure down, but I was letting, I'll just do it. We'll wipe it off in a second. But I could get in just like that, and I wasn't putting any pressure on it. It was just gently like that, and yes, we will have to wipe that off. Ivan, it was just the perfect way to finish this paint.
Yes. And speaking of a perfect way to finish a paint, here's a vehicle that you really might be interested in.
Right here.